What if your money goals for the rest of 2025 didn't have to be perfect? They just needed to be intentional. For this season finale, I want us to go beyond the numbers. I want us to actually map out for the next 6 months, us and our families, how can we journey with purpose and clarity? Because I want to close this season by guiding us towards a real powerful reset, a vision for our family's future, created by our families, for our families. I want us to build our family financial vision board together. And trust me, this is more than just goal setting. It's about bringing everyone into the picture, visually and emotionally. So every section of your family vision board will reflect what your family values, what you need, and how you want to grow, so that you can finish 2025 not just stronger, but more connected as a unit than ever. Will you be joining me? Hey there, family. Welcome back to the Finance4Families Podcast, where we talk money in a way that brings families together. I'm your host, Linda Mack. I like to think of myself as that fire that is igniting those much needed family conversations on finances. This is our last episode for this season 2 of the Finance4Families podcast. Quite an emotional moment for me. And if you've walked this journey, then you know when I started this season 2, it was after a very long hiatus from season 1, life lifed. But I am so happy that I've been able to see it through, and I am even happier of what is to come with season 3 and 4 and all that. So do stick around. But for this final episode, I want us to focus on building our family financial vision board. I want us to reset July to December with purpose. Now, I got asked the other day by a listener who I guess realized that for the month of June and July, I've been talking so much on the podcast about goals and resetting. So allow me to drop a truth bomb. January is not the only time to set goals. So can we have that out and in the clear? In fact, for me, I think, and I've mentioned this before on the podcast, anytime, the way they say anytime is tea time, I think as well, anytime is a good enough time for you to review your goals. And this being half year, you've managed to go through 6 months. We spoke during last week's episode on the wins and the lessons so far. So it's picking those ones and seeing, so how can we be able to reset with purpose? And we've also talked about, very many of us start off the year setting goals very ambitiously, and then by March, April, we abandon these goals. Now, we also got to see that families who took time to review and reset their financial goals mid-year, they are 3 times more likely to meet or exceed them by December. So guys, I hope you're with me on this one. And this is the reason why I've tried so hard for the last few episodes to concentrate on what can we be able to do. The few things you can be able, let's fix those budget leaks that we have. Let's come together as a family to reset. And then now let's pick the lessons from the wins that we have, the challenges that have brought forth those lessons. Let's pick those. And now let's bring all that together and build this family vision board. Because I think all of this just goes to show that our goals should grow with us, with our life. I want to start off by appreciating the fact that there could be listeners who are learning about financial vision boarding for the first time. So I want them to be on board with us. So let's just start off by actually clarifying, what does it mean? What are we really doing when we are saying we are building our family's financial vision board? When we talk about family financial vision boarding, we are talking about building our family's financial picture. We are talking about building our family's financial future, one picture and one conversation at a time. You see, financial vision board is not just a display of dreams and all that. It's our family's money compass. It's that visual map that gives us direction, that says, here's where we want to go. This is what matters to us as a family. And here's how we're going to start working towards it. So it's giving us the direction, but it's also helping us to strategize how to get to goal. Why does it matter? Because goals written in our heads, they just stay floating there in our thoughts. But the ones where we can see, the ones where we have spoken the ones where we have shared out loud. At the back of my mind, I'll be asking myself, every time that person I shared with, that family member I shared with looks at me, I'll be asking myself, hey, are they looking at me because they are wondering what it is I'm doing to try to get to that goal that I had shared with them? Most of us in our families, we talk about money in bits and pieces. At times it's when there's a school fee deadline, when rent is due, or maybe there's an unplanned expense that is coming through. But when we sit early enough and do a vision board, it gives our families a chance to sit down and say, what do we actually want our money to do for us in the next 6 months? When we ask ourselves that, we find that it turns all our vague hopes into shared goals. It connects all of us, young and old, to that bigger picture. It gives purpose to this money that we want to set aside for savings, these spendings that we do, the giving that we do, the investing that we do. So that board, that vision board, it's very, very important. There are 3 anchors of your financial vision board. One is what you want to achieve. So you start off by naming your targets. It could just be, I need to save 20,000 because come January, my child is going to school. I will need school fees. I'll need to buy them uniform. I'll need stationery. All those, I need to be able to do that. Maybe it's reducing your loan balance. You had to take a facility, but you feel like it's eating into what you have as disposable income. So you're like, okay, I need to pay this down. What else can I be able to do so that I can be able to? Maybe it's just making my teen understand what budgeting is about. Whatever your money goals are, put them on the board, make them visible. Yeah. Second, why it matters. So it's not just that I want to save 20K, but why does it matter? Education is a priority. I want my child to be comfortable in school so that they can concentrate on their work. So this is why I'm doing it. When the why is very clear, the sacrifice feels more meaningful. And especially when the why is clear to the whole family, then you feel like now we are in a partnership. We are all rallying each other. We are all supporting each other for that cause. The third anchor is the steps that will make it doable. So what it is, why it matters, and how we are going about to be able to achieve it. So, and this is where the fun is, because here you get to break it into smaller milestones, things you can do, incorporate a bit of fun in it. Don't make it very boring. You assign roles, who's going to track what, who, can people just come up with cost-cutting ideas? Can people come up with budget-friendly ideas for us to build memories, all those things. And then even as you do that, you celebrate the progress that you are making. So for me, those are 3 key anchors of your financial vision board as a family. Come together, agree what you want to achieve, agree why it matters to us as a family, and then agree what are the steps we are going to make it doable. 3 very key answers. And then we're thinking, okay, fine. So now we understand what our vision board is. We understand the anchors to this family financial vision board. So what do we include in it? And this, for me, I pick 6 things that I always say are very core to be included. Remember, I'm sharing this because I want us to be able to do this for July to December. So this is for our July to December family financial vision board. 1 is a family fund emergency. 1 is a family emergency fund goals. If we've had a situation where we had to withdraw money from the fund, we have now to rework a plan to be able to build it up again. We would be telling ourselves, what can we do between now and let's say October, before the final quarter of the year, and then now track that. Yes, because if you did withdraw the money for an emergency, well and good. That's the purpose of the emergency fund. And I believe once you've done that, then you clearly now you have a practical experience on the importance of an emergency fund. So yes, you've had to remove from it, but then now can you work on how you're able to rebuild it? So 1, family emergency fund goals, very important. Include that. 2nd is family experience and celebration. We want to be able to take time to be able to celebrate memories together, build those memory dividends as a family. This financial vision board of ours, how do we include that? It doesn't have to be an expensive trip. It doesn't have to be a trip in the first place. It could just be something that we can be able to do together, but it would require us to spend a bit of money. So can we be able to put that together and come together and do that? Pictures, games, if it's a game that we want to buy, how much does it cost? Can we come up with something and then put it together in terms of funds, buy it, create time to be able to play it? Include all that in your family financial vision board. The other bit is, if you do have, is debt progress, because debt eats into your ability to be able to build wealth. So can we look at how much debt we have? Can we look at ways of being able to reduce this debt? And sometimes when you're able to visualize that progress of you reducing the debt, it actually motivates you to think way out of the box on other ways that can help you to reduce the debt as well. Another section for me, I feel you need to include your family financial vision board is wealth education. We are talking a lot about wealth building as families, but we have to be able to also invest time to understand the different ways that we can be able to build wealth, so that we don't only build it, but we build it sustainably. So can we as a family say, okay, fine, we'll purpose to attend financial literacy webinars, we will purpose to listen to those podcasts and discuss it, share our sentiments after listening to it. Do we purpose to commit our teens to take up financial literacy sessions or financial literacy challenges? Are we going to take up sessions as a couple so that we can be able to grow together in partnership and all that? So for me, that's also very cool. Another one on your family financial vision board, it's the giving, sharing impact. How can we be able to come together as a family to support our community, to support those within our reach who need the support that we need to give. And again, it does not have to be monetary. It could be just being able to invest time. Let's go out there. Let's help in cleaning, in cooking, in these places. Let's help by sharing our time, our experience in our churches, in our groups, share our skills and expertise to be able to help the next person who may be struggling in an area that we are an expert in. So when you're able to do that, you find that it builds your connection, not just as a family, but even on the community level. And it also builds empathy and generosity. And finally, is affirmations and your family values. Include that in your family financial vision board. Add things like, in this family, we save, we grow, we invest, we give, and we do all that together. For our family, money is a tool that brings us together, that grows us. All those affirmations that challenge you to look long-term, that challenge you to come together, to support one another, to encourage one another. For me, those 6 key things, when you're looking and you're thinking, what should be the core in our family financial vision board? For me, those 6 stand out. Family emergency fund goals, family experience and celebration, debt progress, wealth education, giving and shared impact, and family values and affirmations. And now when you have all that and you're looking at this family financial vision board and you have it up, it's full of purpose, it's beautiful, it's colorful, it's giving motivated family energy. But for emphasis, a vision without a budget is just a nice wish. So I worked with this family once, and they had this very cute digital vision board. When you started the sessions, they shared that this is what we are working towards. It had pictures of coastal getaway. They actually wanted to buy a property, a family property there. They had saving for a nice family car so they can be making frequent trips to the coastal getaway home. They had that goal to support not just giving to charity, but once in a while going to their church and help to clean. So on paper, it looked really good. I was actually very, very impressed. But then we had to sit down and go through the numbers, and it hit them that it was very good, yes, but their income had not changed. They'd had some emergencies and they had taken money out of their family emergency fund and they had not replenished it. So they had not taken time to review their current financial standing. So in as much as they had taken time to work on their family financial vision board, they had not looked at the numbers. So we had to press pause on this pretty family financial vision board and then go back to the practical. So where do we start? We went back to the core. Let's build up on that family emergency fund. Let's look at what is comfortable, affordable in terms of family experience and celebrations. Can we look more into wealth education, so that the whole family can grow their financial literacy skills? So you can see that we do really need to take time and walk through that same process. And for me, I call that anchoring the vision, looking at your real numbers. What's actually coming in, what's going out, what surprised us, the key lessons, the unexpected medical bills, that unexpected school trip, that broken fridge, because these are the things that can actually cheer away our pretty family financial vision boards. So we have to find a way to match the vision to our real timeline. Yes, we want to be able to buy that holiday home. For us, being able to spend time together away from the hustle and bustles of our daily lives is very important. It's a value. It's very important to our family. But how realistic is it based on our real timelines now? How much would we need to save for us to be able to do that in the next 3, 4, 5 years? Is it feasible? Yeah? Because if we can only manage 5,000 bob or 10,000 bob right now, let's readjust that timeline to be able to fit into that, because that's not failure, that's flexibility, and it's more sustainable than trying to stretch ourselves to the point where now we even start resenting that goal. It's to, even through that process, let's build accountability without pressure. Even as we share, let's keep each other accountable, but in a very supportive way. If someone has been tasked with something and they're struggling, but they're part of the family and you can see them struggling, how can you be able to support them through that struggle so that they can be able to get back on their feet and take on that task? Because at the end of the day, if we don't support, the whole family fails. That task will not be completed, it's not going to be achieved, and it's not only them who are going to feel the pinch of it. All of us as a family are going to feel the pinch of it. So can we be able to build accountability without the pressure? So let our financial literacy skills and emotional connection, let them connect. The family financial vision board and our budget, let them connect, because even through that, our kids get to learn that money is about intention, not just the income. It's about intention. When they get to learn that, we've already won. We're already creating sustainable wealth. As we wrap up season 2 of Finance for Families podcast, I want us to imagine this. Imagine it's the last week of December 2025. You're seated around your table, wherever you are, holiday home, in your home, in shags, wherever. But you're seated there with your family around the table. You're not overwhelmed, you're not anxious, you're calm, you're content, and you're proud and happy. Now, it's not because you hit every target perfectly. Maybe some goals were even postponed. Maybe even a few things caught you by surprise again between July and December. But what you did do is you did show up. Seated there, all of you, you talked about money more, you got the kids involved more, age appropriately, of course. You made choices together that aligned with what matters the most to each and everyone in your family. And that's true win. So here's what I want every family listening to remember as we finish off season 2. You don't need a perfect income to make progress. You need a clear vision and the courage to keep going, and the commitment to be able to do it, to grow together. Every family I've worked with so far this year, regardless of their income level, their structure, or their starting point, has had moments of doubt, moments of pride, and moments of, you mean this is how we can be able to build wealth as a family? I want all of us to be able to have these moments, because all of them present opportunities for learning or winning. So I want to finish off with these 3 questions. Let's reflect deeply on them. Question 1. What money habits do we want to carry forward from the first half of the year? And this is just about us being more honest about our finances with each other. We identify what worked and commit to making it stronger. Second question. What's that one financial goal that matters deeply to us as a family? Not as an individual, not as a father, as a mother, but as a family. So let's visualize it, let's talk about it, and let's create a plan for it. Question 3 is, how do we want to feel about money by December? Do you want to feel relieved? Do you want to feel empowered? Do you want to feel more united as a team? Define that feeling, because Numbers are one thing, but how money affects our hearts and our homes is everything. The future belongs to families who plan for it, not just the ones who hope for it. Let us be the families that plan for it. Wow. This is the bit I say thank you to every individual and family who tuned in, who reflected, and even reached out for coaching after listening to the podcast. I am so grateful. I'm very grateful for your courage to take action, for your courage to ask questions, and for your courage to invite money conversations into your homes. That is what keeps this podcast real, relevant, and full of purpose. We are pressing pause, but just for a little while. We'll be back in September with season 3, and we will be back stronger, deeper, and with guest invites to get us even more grounded in the realities families face today. Until then, you can revisit your favorite episodes. You can share these episodes with your friends and siblings and families, and feel free as well to just DM me if you have any questions or topic that you think, I wish they can cover this in season 3. You can be able to DM me. I love hearing from you. Because at Finance for Families, we don't just talk about money. We want to build confidence, we want to shape habits and create legacies that last. So the countdown to season 3 begins now. Thank you again, and see you in September. That's it for today, family. Again, the Finance for Families podcast is here to ignite open, honest conversations about money and investing in our families. Let's get talking and empower each other for a better financial future. Thank you.